The weight of control is invisible, but you carry it every day. You carry it when you try to predict every outcome. You carry it when you rehearse conversations that have not happened. You carry it when you attempt to control what other people think, feel, and decide. You carry it when you imagine every possible mistake before taking the next step. At first, the weight of control can feel like responsibility. It can feel like preparation. It can even feel like protection. But the longer you carry it, the more anxious you become.
Because life was never meant to be held entirely in your hands. There will always be events you cannot predict, people you cannot change, answers that will not arrive when you want them, paths that will unfold only after you begin walking. And perhaps the question is not how to control life more successfully, but how to stop carrying what was never yours to control.
Many of us were taught that peace comes from having everything under control. If you plan enough, you will be safe. If you think through every possibility, you will avoid pain. If you remain prepared for every situation, nothing unexpected will be able to hurt you. But this kind of safety has a hidden cost. The mind begins to believe that worry is protection. It tells you, if I think about this one more time, I will finally feel ready. If I imagine every possible problem, I can prevent it. If I control every detail, nothing will go wrong. And so, the mind begins to build a world made of predictions. It rehearses conversations that have not happened. It argues with people who are not present. It creates disasters that may never arrive. The body remains in the present, but the mind keeps running toward possible futures. This is the weight of control. Not one large burden that you can easily see, but hundreds of small demands placed on your mind every day. There was once a traveler who wanted to reach a distant village before sunset. The road passed through a narrow valley where a river moved between large stones. As the traveler continued along the path, he came across an enormous rock blocking the road. He tried to push it, then he tried to pull it. He searched for branches and used every bit of strength he had, but the stone did not move. The traveler became tired and frustrated. "How can I continue?" he said, "if this stone refuses to leave my path?" An old woman sitting beside the river had been watching him in silence. After a while, she said, "You are asking the stone to become the road." The traveler looked at her, confused. "What else can I do?" The old woman pointed toward the river. "Watch the water." The traveler turned toward the current. The river did not attack the stone. It did not complain that the stone had interrupted its journey. It did not stop moving because the path was imperfect. It simply changed direction. Sometimes it passed around the stone. Sometimes it moved beneath it. Sometimes it waited for the seasons to reshape the earth. The river did not need to destroy the obstacle in order to continue. It only needed to stop demanding that the obstacle disappear. The river understands something the anxious mind often forgets. A blocked path is not always the end of the journey. Sometimes it is an invitation to move differently. This does not mean that you should become passive. It does not mean that you should stop making plans or abandon your goals. There is a difference between acting with intention and trying to command reality. You can choose your direction. You cannot command every current. You can prepare for a conversation. You cannot control how another person will respond. You can care for your body. You cannot control every illness, accident, or change. You can work toward a goal. You cannot force the world to reward you according to your preferred timeline.
This is one of the most difficult lessons of life. You are responsible for your actions, but not for every outcome. The mind does not like this distinction. It wants guarantees. It wants certainty before movement. It wants to know that the decision will work before the decision is made. But certainty rarely comes first. Often, clarity appears only after you begin walking. One of the ideas associated with Taoist philosophy is known as Wu Wei. It is often translated as effortless action or action without force. It does not mean doing nothing. It means moving in harmony with the nature of a situation. A seed does not become a tree by pulling itself upward. A flower does not open because someone commands it to bloom. The moon does not rush across the sky because we are impatient. There is movement everywhere in nature, but nature does not confuse movement with struggle. A tree grows toward the light without fighting the entire forest.
A bird leaves the branch when the time comes, not because the branch has failed, but because remaining there is no longer the next movement. And the river does not need the land to become straight. It follows the shape of the earth while continuing in its direction. Perhaps your life also contains a difference between what needs effort and what needs space. Some things require your attention. Other things require your patience. Some situations require a decision. Others require you to stop touching them every day.
Control becomes anxiety when your mind believes that constant worry is a form of protection. You may think, if I worry enough, I will be prepared. If I analyze this again, I will finally feel safe. If I monitor every detail, nothing will surprise me. But worry is not the same as preparation. Preparation has a beginning and an end. Worry repeats the same question without creating a new answer. Preparation asks, what can I do? Anxiety asks, what if something happens that I cannot prevent? Preparation gives you a next step. Anxiety gives you another mental circle. So, when you feel the weight of control becoming heavier, ask yourself, am I solving a problem, or am I trying to eliminate uncertainty? Because uncertainty cannot be completely eliminated. It can only be met. Imagine holding a rope tightly in your hands. At first, the rope seems to offer security. You believe that if you hold on strongly enough, nothing will change. But after a while, your fingers become stiff. Your hands begin to ache. The rope cuts into your skin. And still, you hold it tighter. Not because the rope is helping you, but because you are afraid of what may happen if you let go. This is how the weight of control often feels. You hold on to an old identity,
An old relationship, an old expectation, an old version of yourself. You know that holding on is causing pain, but familiar pain can feel safer than unfamiliar freedom. Yet an open hand is not useless. An open hand can receive. It can rest. It can create. It can touch something new. Sometimes letting go does not mean losing everything. Sometimes it means creating space for what cannot enter while you are still holding on. The next time you feel anxiety rising, pause before trying to control the entire situation. Ask yourself 3 questions. First, what is actually happening right now? Not what might happen, not what happened yesterday, not what someone could possibly think. What is happening in this exact moment? Return to what is real. Return to what is present. Second, what is within my influence? Your words may be within your influence. Your preparation may be within your influence.
Your choices and boundaries may be within your influence. But another person's feelings, the past, and the final outcome may not be. Do not place the weight of the entire world inside your hands. Third, what am I trying to force? Are you trying to force an answer? A relationship? A timeline? A feeling? A version of yourself that no longer fits? You do not need to solve your entire life today. You only need to identify the next honest step. Sometimes that step is action. Sometimes it is rest. Sometimes it is a conversation. And sometimes it is the decision to stop pushing against a stone that was never meant to become the road.
The river does not know the entire path ahead. It does not possess a map of every bend. It does not need to see the ocean before continuing forward. It moves with what is available. It responds to the shape of the land. It changes without losing its direction. This is not weakness. It is intelligence. There is strength in knowing when to move directly and when to move around. There is strength in recognizing that flexibility is not surrender. There is strength in allowing life to reveal a different route. Perhaps you have been calling yourself lost when you are simply being redirected. Perhaps the delay is not proof that you have failed. Perhaps the closed door is not an insult. Perhaps uncertainty is not empty space, but the beginning of a path you could not have planned. You do not need to trust every event in your life, but you can learn to trust your ability to meet what comes. Peace does not arrive when every question has been answered. It arrives when you stop demanding that every question be answered immediately. You can care deeply without controlling everything. You can make plans without worshiping certainty. You can move forward while still carrying unanswered questions. The river does not wait for a perfect path. It follows the path that is available, and through continuing, creates a path of its own. The weight of control begins to lift when you understand that caring does not require constant fear. You are allowed to act without knowing everything. You are allowed to pause without falling behind. You are allowed to change direction without calling yourself a failure. The stone may remain. The river can still move. Take a slow breath. Notice what you are holding. Notice the thought you keep repeating. Notice the outcome you are trying to command. And for this moment, loosen your grip. Not because you no longer care, but because you are beginning to understand that care does not require constant anxiety. You can prepare without predicting everything. You can love without possessing. You can plan without demanding guarantees. You can move forward without seeing the entire road. The weight of control is invisible, but so is the freedom that begins when you set it down. The stone may remain. The path may change. And still, like the river, you can continue. If this reflection offered you a new way to understand control and anxiety, subscribe to Zen Valley Whispers for more narrated philosophical essays, original stories, and reflections inspired by Zen, Taoist, and Eastern philosophy. In the comments, share one thing you are learning to stop forcing. Until the next reflection, move gently, breathe deeply, and let the river show you the way.